Everything's going wrong. You're late. You're stressed. You feel like snapping, but what if you didn't? There's a mindset, over 2,000 years old, that teaches you how to stay calm in chaos, focused under pressure, and grounded when everything feels out of control. It's not about being emotionless. It's about seeing clearly, responding wisely, and owning your life fully. This is the Stoic mindset. And once you understand it, it changes everything. Stay with me. This might be the most important 11 minutes you spend today. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotion or pretending to be indifferent. It's not about being cold or robotic. At its core, Stoicism is about seeing the world clearly, accepting what you can't control, and acting with integrity no matter what happens around you. It's a mindset, a practical one, that can reshape how you deal with stress, setbacks, and even success. This isn't a philosophy for people with too much free time. The early Stoics weren't academic philosophers in ivory towers. They were merchants, statesmen, and soldiers. They had families, responsibilities, and real-world problems. The principles they lived by are just as useful today as they were 2,000 years ago, maybe even more so. In a time when anxiety is high, expectations are unrealistic, and distraction is constant, the Stoic mindset offers a way to cut through the noise. It teaches you how to respond, rather than react. It helps you stay grounded. And over time, it can change your life in ways that are both subtle and profound. Let's break down what the Stoic mindset actually is and how adopting it can change everything. 1. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. At the heart of Stoicism is a very simple distinction: what's in your control, and what isn't. You can control your actions, your thoughts, and your decisions. You can't control other people, the weather, your past, or how the stock market performs. Most of us know this, at least intellectually. But we don't act like we do. We waste time and energy worrying about things that are completely out of our hands. Epictetus, one of the most well-known Stoics, put it plainly: some things are up to us and some things are not. When you stop fighting what you can't control, you free yourself to focus on what you can. That shift in focus away from wishing the world were different, toward taking action where you actually have power, is what changes everything. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means accepting reality so you can respond to it more effectively. That's not passivity. It's clarity. 2. Practice negative visualization. This might sound like a pessimistic habit, but it's actually one of the most powerful tools the Stoics used. Negative visualization means imagining the loss of things you value: your job, your health, your loved ones. Not in a morbid or obsessive way, but as a practice to prepare your mind and sharpen your gratitude. Seneca recommended this not to make people miserable, but to make them more resilient and appreciative. When you realize you could lose something, you stop taking it for granted. And if that loss ever does come, you'll be less likely to fall apart, because you've already walked through it in your mind. Modern research backs this up. Studies on mental contrasting and premortems show that visualizing setbacks improves decision-making and emotional stability. The Stoics figured that out 2 millennia ago. 3. Amor fati, love everything that happens. This phrase, amor fati, or love of fate, is one of the most misunderstood parts of Stoic thinking. It doesn't mean you enjoy suffering or pretend bad things are good. It means you accept reality without resistance, and you use whatever happens as fuel for your own growth. Let's say you lose a job. A Stoic might feel frustration or disappointment, but they don't stay there. They ask, what can I learn from this? What does this make possible now? They don't wallow. They reframe. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome and perhaps the most famous Stoic, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When you adopt this mindset, you stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks. You see them as raw material. Nothing is wasted, not even your pain. 4. Live according to your values, not your feelings. Feelings come and go. They're often unreliable. But values, honesty, courage, kindness, discipline, can anchor you. The Stoics didn't reject emotion. They just didn't let it drive the bus. They believed in acting with reason and virtue, even when it was hard. Especially when it was hard. That's not to say emotions are bad. They're part of being human. But the Stoic mindset teaches you to recognize emotions without being ruled by them. It's easy to be patient when things are going well. The real test is when they're not. Can you be kind when someone's rude? Can you stay honest when lying would be easier? Can you stay calm when things are chaotic? The Stoic answer is yes, and that's exactly when it matters most. 5. Memento mori, remember you'll die. This isn't about being morbid. It's about urgency and perspective. Memento mori means remember you will die. The Stoics reflected on death not to dwell on it, but to sharpen their focus on life. When you remember that your time is limited, you waste less of it. You stop putting things off. You stop sweating the small stuff. You prioritize what really matters. You make peace with what you can't change. Seneca wrote, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." In other words, we worry about dying, but we live like we'll never die, chasing things that don't matter, wasting hours on distractions, waiting for the right moment to live fully. The Stoic mindset changes that. It brings mortality to the front of your mind, not to scare you, but to wake you up. 6. Don't seek approval. Stoics weren't interested in praise or popularity. They weren't trying to impress anyone. They believed that doing the right thing mattered more than being seen doing the right thing. That's not always easy. Most of us care, at least a little, about what people think. But if you let other people's opinions dictate your choices, you give up your freedom. The Stoic mindset is grounded in internal standards, not external validation. You don't act with integrity because someone's watching. You do it because it's who you are. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "It never ceases to amaze me, we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Adopting the Stoic mindset means you stop chasing likes, status, and applause. You do what's right, and let the results speak for themselves or not. 7. Take responsibility. Stoicism is not about blaming others. It's about owning your choices. Bad things happen. People lie, markets crash, and accidents occur. But your response is yours. Always. This mindset is empowering. It removes excuses. It puts the focus where it belongs, on your actions, your mindset, and your habits. You don't wait for life to get easier. You get stronger. You don't hope for better outcomes. You build them, one decision at a time. Taking responsibility doesn't mean taking the blame for everything. It means taking ownership of how you move forward, no matter what happens. 8. Keep a daily practice. Stoicism isn't a one-time insight. It's a practice. The ancient Stoics journaled daily, reflected on their actions, reviewed their behavior at night, and prepared for challenges each morning. Modern versions of this might include morning journaling with questions like, "What's likely to challenge me today?" Evening reflection, "Did I live according to my values?" Writing down what you're grateful for. Reminding yourself of what you can and can't control. This regular practice helps solidify the Stoic mindset. It's not something you just think about. It's something you do every day, in small ways. 9. Be of service. Stoicism isn't just a tool for self-help. It's also a philosophy of service. Marcus Aurelius, as emperor, wrote constantly about his duty to others. Seneca advised rulers. Epictetus taught freed slaves and students alike. Their version of a good life wasn't just personal, it was social. The Stoic mindset doesn't mean retreating from the world. It means showing up in it, with integrity, and doing your part. That might mean leading a team, raising kids, helping a friend, or simply treating people with dignity. Stoicism isn't about escaping life. It's about showing up to it fully, even when it's hard. 10. Progress, not perfection. You will mess up. You will lose your temper. You'll forget to apply these principles when it matters most. That's okay. The Stoic mindset isn't about being perfect. It's about returning to your principles, again and again, each time you drift. It's about doing a little better today than you did yesterday. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself constantly to return to reason, to virtue, to what he knew was right. Not because he always lived up to it, but because he knew that trying mattered. If you adopt that mindset, if you treat each day as a chance to practice, you'll find yourself changing in ways you didn't expect. In conclusion, the Stoic mindset isn't trendy or flashy. It's not going to sell a lot of merchandise or make you the center of attention. But it works. It works because it's rooted in reality. Because it teaches you to let go of what doesn't matter, and hold fast to what does. Because it gives you clarity in chaos, strength in adversity, and humility in success. This mindset doesn't make life easier, but it makes you stronger. And in a world full of things you can't control, that's the one thing that changes everything. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.